Hey, hey, it is I, Donnie, with the Brothers Banter podcast, and this my little brother Brian. Hey,
Hello.
buddy.
Hello.
Why are you so tight-lipped?
I had a rough week so far, so
Yeah? A little irritated about something I'm talking about?
no, no, it's just a lot of
You-
stuff. This week has
Yeah. Okay.
been a rough week, and it's not letting up. So I'll be glad when I get through it and get past it. I'll be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we indeed do not have to talk about it. So, but um, this will be Banter Weekly. We got a lot of stuff we're going to cover tonight. We'll wait and get some people in the room and let things start happening and yada yada. So far, that's 200 in there so far. What else we got?
See,
Um,
when
oh
you look at that, I can't see how many is in a room
yeah,
unless they are commenting. I can see comments and thumbs ups and likes, but I can't see anything else.
all right. Well, if you're joining us, comment that you're here. Say hey, hey, hey. What do you say? Just we got a little bit we want to go over today. Um, First thing that I want to get out there is, man, what is going on at our southern border? Are you familiar with what's going on?
Yeah, I'm fixing to go down there and register as a illegal so I can get me some money and come into the country again.
Oh yeah, man, you get $5,000 card, you get a phone. It might not be an iPhone, it might be a
Okay, I could turn around and sell it for something.
a Galaxy 23 Ultra,
Well,
24 Ultra, whatever's coming out.
five
So
5,000 preloaded Visa, I'm okay with that.
oh yeah, and then they sign you up for Social Security. They get you registered to vote as a Democrat. So basically, what Governor Abbott is doing, as we well know, is he's got his Texas National Guard, uh, and he's blocked out the feds. Feds being like the borders, the border patrol, which they're supposed to be doing their, like protecting the border, but they're indeed not protecting anything. So Biden sued uh, to have uh, them being the border patrol, be able to come in and do what they necessarily want to do. Well, 14 or 17 states, including Florida and Georgia, have sent people over there to the border to help him out. And, what are you doing?
I'm sitting there. You got. I'm trying to correct your background a little bit. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So it was throwing me off for a second. All right. So anyway, there's been a backlash where so Biden sued. The Supreme Court said, nope, you can't do that. You've got to allow Border Patrol to come in there and do their jobs. So the Biden administration lied and said people died and that the National Guard would not allow them to go in and help them out. Well, they were dead for hours and hours and hours before our people, the good guys, got there. So basically, he wants illegal immigration. He wants illegal immigrants. They get registered to vote. So there's never been an election that has been won for more than 17 million votes, and that was 1980 when Reagan won. Okay, 22 million illegals have come through the borders illegally. Okay, I don't have a problem with you coming in, just do it right. That's all I'm asking. So they being the Democrats want the illegals voting in this election. So that's exactly what is going on at the border, and it's bullcrap. How can anybody sit there and say, okay, so we need border security? All right. So the governor, which he's allowed to do, secures the border. Then the president sues Texas all the way to the Supreme Court, and it's the Supreme Court ruled, said okay, it's okay that they start cutting razor wire to let them back in. What idiot would think that's okay when it's not women and children coming over? It's war-aged men. It's fighting aged men from every country in the Middle East. Every Muslim country. There's more, from Egypt, Jordan, just all over. And all of your Muslim countries in Africa, and all of your, and China. So basically, they're just wanting to start a civil war, because what's going to happen is the Border Patrol is going to go over there, and they're going to get face to face with the National Guard, and there's going to be some fighting going on. I guarantee it. Look, right? I don't think that Biden per se knows what's going on, because today is the. I'm gonna get off on a tangent for a minute. Today is the anniversary of my buddy Ronnie passing away. All right, and he never had to see all this crap. I can see. If I had a minute to talk to him, I'd be like, "You'll never believe what's going on." I would be like, "Listen, there is a brain dead clown that's running the country, and somebody has their hand up his butt using him as a puppet to make the worst decisions ever." So I think that Jimmy Carter wanted to stay alive long enough to make him not the worst president ever. And I think Biden has definitely beat Jimmy Carter as the worst president ever. I know I said I wasn't going to get political, but I can't. I'm having a hard time dealing with it. Especially when it comes to the border and the safety, because the safety affects my kids, your kids. You know what I'm saying? Look, these illegals are going everywhere, in every single city in America. They're going. So why in the world would you want somebody that's a rapist, that is a killer, that is, child predators? Why would you want that in your country? So, anyway, how you doing, buddy?
I see that, buddy.
I couldn't imagine telling Ronnie this right now. You know what I'm saying? And for people that don't know, Ronnie was my best friend since 4th grade, and he fought cancer, gallantly for 20 years, and probably 4, 5, 6 different kinds of cancer, and finally pancreatic cancer took him out. And I'm as sad today as I was, 6 years ago. But thankfully, he doesn't have to see this kind of crap. And it's crazy. How would you even Davey? Trying to tell, man, you wouldn't believe what's going on, brother. I'm telling you right now, this is some dumb bull crap. And I don't know, just seeing how our country is being ran right now. We've never needed, one, God so much in our lives right now, and 2, I'm just gonna say it, Trump. Y'all look. The haters can say what they want to say about him. You know what? The guy lives for America. He wants. Hey, Mama D. He wants nothing but the best for this country, and right now, he's sad. Our forefathers would be they would turn over in their graves if they were able to see this kind of stuff going on right now. The mess that they're putting us through, the abomination they're making the the Declaration of Independence, man. Come on, you know. Like anyway,
Well, alrighty
I'll
then.
take a breath. If you'd like to say something, go right ahead. You know, everybody that's in the room, man, say hi. Like Mama D just did. We want to know your thoughts on the border. We want to know your thoughts on what's going on right now. You know, are you having a good week? You having a bad week? We'd like to know that kind of stuff.
I'm having a bad say that.
I know you're having a bad week, buddy. I know, and I know I wasn't gonna. I told you I wasn't gonna mess with you about it. And I'm not gonna mess with you, but you just remember whose son you are,
Yeah.
and you get that through your head right now. Okay, don't forget who you are. Hey,
Well,
baby,
I
and
can't have
who.
a pity party. I can't wallow in it just for a little bit.
No, because what would you tell me?
Yeah.
What would you tell me? You've told me before. Get that crap out of your mind. Move it on. I dig it, man. Look, owning a home, golly, sometimes I'm like, man, why can't I just have an apartment? Because of all the repairs we got repairs that we got to do here, man. I'm telling you, it's
It's been
it's something.
right off the bat for sure. I will say, since you brought one of your favorite subjects up, so I figure I'll talk about one of mine to kind of, because we're doing a little bit of Banter Weekly and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I will say that we are looking more to do more interviews.
Yeah.
For the Brothers Banter. We're still waiting on one of my friends from up north to get around his schedule as well. But we have sent messages out to a couple different people. Some that's probably
We
a
got
little
some good.
more touchable than the others, but I
That's
figured
all right.
right, so why not? But that's
one of those guys might know how to get in touch with him. So
which
I
one?
mean, listen.
We want to try to get some. I would say some. Not that everybody that we get has to be some kind of influencer, but in order for our program to grow a little bit, which it has, and we do appreciate, the oncoming of people that has joined us recently, and not only in Facebook, but we had a good response with YouTube last week, and we're having real good success. And I wouldn't have thought it, but real good success with LinkedIn. And I know to me, I don't look at that as a social. I guess that is social media, right? Is that considered social
Oh,
media?
it definitely is. Oh, most definitely. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
but and prior to the first of the year, we have stayed at just a normal as far as people that follow us. And then since the first of I bet you we have had, since the first of the year on LinkedIn, we probably have had another 40 people that has pretty much joined us as well. I see
That's awesome.
Chad said, well, he said banter. He's
Yeah. What's up, Chad?
yeah, and you can
Chad been under the weather.
yeah, he also went to doctor. Yeah, I hadn't got with him on that as far as that goes. He don't want to talk about it too much. Hey, but if he's listening,
Yeah.
we could make him listen, and then make him get all squeamish and stuff. What about that? That would be great. But no, one of the things. So I actually wouldn't mind in between. I talked to Donnie a little bit about this. I wouldn't mind in between doing in between having guests on as interview. I wouldn't mind doing like almost like a weekly. I don't want to say that we'd be news people, but you know what I mean. Just maybe current events and maybe even something like that. Maybe the world's dumbest criminals, maybe videos of them online. But yeah, that's something that I want to kind of work into that as well. Um, and we're also possibly going to bring somebody on as far as financially, maybe interview them as well. Me
Yeah,
personally,
he's a financial analyst.
yep,
He and I talked yesterday, so
yeah,
good possibility that that's going to be that's going to be a good interview, I think.
yep. Me personally, I am, and I know if anybody's out there listening and they have some investments, whether it be through stocks, whether it be through crypto, whether it be through just kind of put, what you have some investments, possibly what they're in. I do know that for a lot of people, crypto, and I know that crypto is a considered more risky, I guess, than some, because a lot of people think it's nothing but uh, coins that are out there in cyberspace, but it's actually a lot more than that. It actually, a lot of the coins and a lot of the things that you see have more um, purpose to them, as far as even like transaction fees and how to follow those transaction fees. And you can actually, follow all that. It's actually, and I'm sure everybody's heard of a wire transfer and stuff like that. So I there are transfer fees that they're putting online now that far exceed even your basic Visa and stuff like that. Um, and it's a actually a little bit of way to make money. So this year will be my first actually bull run that will be happening the end of the year, first of next year, and possibly make a little bit of profit. It's not like I'm gonna make a killing off of it, but it is making a little bit of profit. People have in that space, in the crypto space, have made a lot of money, and have actually become millionaires on top of that as well. So that's something that I'm into. Donnie's into a little bit, and I definitely want to see a lot more about it for sure. We know some people that's actually into crypto as well.
Oh yeah, that's I mean, it is a risk. Whatever you decide that you want to do with it, it is a risk, and um, you know, uh, there's you just have to be on top of it. You can't just look at it every now and then you know.
Yeah.
But
So
I mean, you're in it every day. Me, I'm not. I've got I dabble in it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not going to be rich unless something like hits pretty good. But that's just where I'm at with it. Um, but we'll just see how it goes, and I'm looking forward to the bull run to see what it does. You know?
yep, sure. So let me ask something. So if it gets into it, is it are you going to have any regret, or I should have got into it more once you do see how it plays out? Because I mean, they've had, I think they've had one, because the bull runs every 4 years. So I think this is like the second bull run in crypto. Everybody's heard
Yeah.
of the main one. Everybody's heard of Bitcoin. Everybody's heard. Well, I don't know about Ethereum, but that's your two main hitters. And a lot of things are going to even you don't consider it as crypto, but let's say for instance, a lot of things are going digitally that you can collect. Baseball cards is one of them. Football cards. They're called ETFs, which is a digital version of it. Um, if you look at it that way, that you're always going to have a top 10 card because they're it's not bad. It's not going to go bad. It's not going to somebody's not going to manhandle it and have the edges worn or torn or anything like that. You're going to have a a prime pristine thing. And some of those what they call NFTs, they're well over $1 million. and that's all in collectible. You know, if somebody's ever into collectible, that is a different part of crypto as well. But you can get in fairly cheap as you can get in. There's different coins. You can get in fairly cheap if you keep your coins, the ones that you pick, probably within the top 50. You should do okay and get a return. And once the return happens, cash out, do what you want with the money, or reinvest. I think
Pay taxes on it.
it's a different, huh? Yeah,
And pay taxes on it.
well, that's just like anything else. If you were to get,
It is.
if you were to get stocks, you still have to pay capital gain tax and all that as well. So I mean, it's just like that. But you virtually, I guess, everybody's used to having something tangible in their hands, like a piece of paper saying that they've got these stocks. And in theory, you actually do have that as well. But anyway, that's something I'm actually going to get even more into watching as well, is maybe get into the crypto analysis and possibly having stuff. I was going to say I plan on buying more, but I don't know that with today spending more money, I don't know if that's going to be not. I guess we'll find out.
You better slow down before you can't buy groceries.
Well, groceries, it's just a new month.
You
know, it is what it is.
I don't think Walmart takes crypto.
No, but you'd be surprised.
Not yet.
Some of the places that actually do take.
Oh no, I agree.
You know that one that gas station right around the corner from where your main location is?
Yeah.
That one right there on the corner, you can actually buy Bitcoin there. I think they have a Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a kiosk.
Yeah, it's kind of weird though.
I'd have a problem with that, I think. You don't know what you're getting.
Off an exchange for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't know what you're getting. So I'd be weary of that,
I'm gonna switch gears to something else now. Have you seen the new the what do you call that? The new movie that's coming out. The new Roadhouse. I don't think it's coming out until March is the actual, but I seen the what do you call that? The trailer. I seen the trailer on it. You know who's in it, don't you?
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Dalton, which would be Patrick Swayze.
Right.
Is Jake Gyllenhaal. But he is in the UFC, so he is an actual fighter. And somebody comes along and has about the same concept. So, and I think you've heard this before. Do you know who one of the bad guys is in it? The main bad guy, Conor McGregor.
I can see that.
Yep, he's the main bad guy.
I'm surprised the guy that was in Walking Tall with The Rock in it, the blonde hair, blue eye guy.
That guy.
I'm surprised he's not in that.
Yeah, a great bad guy.
He makes the best bad guy, man. And he's a Christian, which is even better. He is. Yeah, I'd like to see him in a lot more things. He was just in Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Last thing I saw him in. But man, he's a really good bad guy.
Yeah, so anyway, that's coming out, I think, in March. And one other guy that's in it, did you ever watch any of the series, The Mayans?
I tried, but I was trying to hold it up to the expectations of Sons of Anarchy. Couldn't do it.
So
couldn't do it. It was wearing me out.
The main character there is actually also in Roadhouse.
The Mexican Indian guy, whatever his name is.
Yep. And that guy actually had a cameo in Twilight, the last Twilight movie they had out. He played that, but I thought Mayans was actually pretty decent. I didn't mind it.
Yeah, it's just
It's like anything else. The first couple episodes, it's kind of slow starting out, and you kind of have to get engrossed into it. One thing that it just, I can't get over everything nowadays with the amount of languages in it. You cannot watch anything anymore. You know what I'm talking about?
oh yeah, man,
Everything
it's ridiculous.
F word,
Um,
and you definitely can't watch it
yeah,
with kids, obviously.
no,
Uh, uh,
no. Hey, Steve, what's up, bud?
it just,
And Don Hill's on too.
yeah, I've seen Don Hill. Um, but it just, man, it's just, you can't watch anything anymore. Seriously. It gets old, man. It really does.
Yeah,
But
now we're watching. So we were watching Reacher, and they've already finished season 3. They've already finished taping it and everything. They're just waiting to release it. Come, I think October, November ish. And now doesn't aren't there 2 different Netflix shows coming out? Cobra Kai,
I'm not sure
I
about
think
that.
is coming
But
out.
one that you got me started on, that seems like it's been forever and a day, and I'm waiting for it to come back out. And that,
OBX,
yeah, Outer Banks. Oh my goodness.
Outer Banks. Yeah, no,
Yes,
that's supposed to be February, is what I understand.
really.
Now,
Uh,
I haven't looked in a little bit, but I'm pretty sure that they weren't part of that whole writing strike. I think they got stuff done, but so let me ask you this: are you still watching The Wire?
no, no, because when I started it out, the girls would come in and out of the room, and I'm like, my gosh. I mean, that's what I was talking about, language. And it just has,
Oh, it's a lot. You gotta really be, that's a you. I don't even think that Tammy would want to see it, being honest with you.
okay.
But yeah, but it's man, what a great show. I mean,
Yeah.
how far did you get?
Probably about 4 episodes in. I didn't get very far on it. It was,
Oh
and
wow,
it was somewhat interesting, but I'm like, I mean, it just hasn't fully captured me like let's say,
yeah,
Outer Banks definitely catches you right off the bat.
the
Um,
Cobra Kai.
to me, Ozark caught me right off the bat.
Yeah,
Um,
I think I'm gonna have to re up on Ozark just to kind of get.
yeah. Oh,
I
Ozark.
don't know.
Have you ever, I guess, let me ask you this. So, Ozark, is there certain movies or certain series that you watch where you're like putting yourself in that position? Like you're putting yourself in their shoes and try to figure it out yourself going through the movie or the series? You ever do that?
Well, yeah, but I mean, back in the day when it was porn, but that's about it. I'm just
Okay.
kidding.
Well,
That, I'm kidding about that, by the way.
so like for instance, it's a movie, Owen Wilson, and I'm sure you may have seen it. Um, him, his wife, and his 2 daughters are overseas, and I think
Oh yeah,
they're bordering Vietnam where they're at,
it's
and they're
it's like
meeting.
The Escape or something like that.
Yes, and I put
Yes, yeah,
myself
The
in
Escape.
and I'm like, Tammy, I mean, what are we gonna do? I'm sitting there putting myself in that, and that in itself, man, that
That's
really,
rough.
yes, for sure.
It is. Let me tell you, that's a you think about stuff like that. You're like, man, I'd really like to go uh to Jamaica or the Bahamas. Now all of a sudden they have like an uprising on either one of those little islands, and you're stuck like Chuck trying to get out.
Yeah.
And but I mean, look, I can fight. However, they got machetes. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? I can't carry my gun over there.
and machine gun.
So
Yeah.
and machine, yeah, exactly. So it's something that I don't know, man. You don't want to be caught out of your country when something like that happens. However, you can't live under a rock either. I could see myself handling business like that, but you know, I mean,
but also at the same time, when you're trying to handle business, you got to protect the wife and the girls, and making sure you're not seen and escaping at a
man, don't you know it?
lot to take in, dude. I mean, it really is. It had me on the edge for real.
Yeah, I'm sure. And I'm already not stealthy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm already not stealthy. So it isn't like they wouldn't be able to see me. So I'm thinking, well, could I be like Reacher? I mean, Reacher can fight, but he knows all that stuff, though, And me, I mean, I don't know any of that. I mean, I know a little bit of MMA, but not a ton. But I feel like I could handle my own against maybe two.
Yeah.
But then you got 16 more coming, slinging machetes and stuff. So I don't know, man. It's something that I would be. I could see what you're saying, putting yourself in that. Could you protect your kids? Could you rely on Tammy to 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 pull the trigger if you had a gun? You know what I'm saying? Could I
Yeah.
rely on Wendy? I mean, I hope so. I mean, Wendy Wendy can scrap. You know what I'm saying? So she'd help me out there, but I mean, she's never. I don't think she shot a gun ever.
Yeah.
But I mean, have you, babe? Have you shot a gun ever?
Who, me?
See if she answers. No, Wendy. I
Uh,
want to see if she answers.
I was fixing to say, you
I
know
don't. I
that.
don't. Oh no, yeah, of course. I mean, the the day me, you, and Bill and Jeff went to the thing, and Jeff points the gun everywhere but down, but
Exactly.
down range.
That was all over me about that for sure.
That was awesome. So she
So
says yes, but I don't know. I would, or she could. Okay,
yeah, so
we might need
the
to take them all out.
the one thing that is happening, and you haven't gotten into it, is coming out the first of this February, and that's The Chosen. You've got to see that, man. I'm telling you right now, you have got to see that.
Yeah. So yeah,
You're
and
gonna be like me
that's that.
when you see that. You're gonna be bawling like a baby. I'm gonna tell you that right now. When he starts doing some of the miracles that you've always heard about and talked about, and it happens
Yeah,
in front of you, without fail, me and Tammy, you can better believe that we're sitting there crying, watching that for sure.
yeah, I'm sure. And
Uh,
and I don't think it's because we didn't get into it. I think it was hard to follow like the first or second one, so
yes,
we probably have to redo it. However, um, yes, I think we need to watch it, and that's just because of where we. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we're gonna throw some axes next month. Um, so I think that we may start watching that one. What is that on? That's on. Um,
you can
M-
actually go online, like you can Google it on your TV, and you can bring it.
isn't it on? Isn't it on Amazon or something?
It's either on Amazon or it could be on Netflix, but you can actually Google Angel Studios and you can watch it
Yeah,
for free. So
I got you. I
yeah,
got you.
and
So
yeah,
we're
right. First or second one is kind of slow, but after that, man, it's. I'm telling you, you won't be able to. That's one that's definitely going to get a hold of you for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I like stuff like that. So you know, um, anything Christian, like we just bought uh, Courageous, um, Facing the Giants, and Fireproof. So we're showing Fireproof at our church on the 10th
Oh, okay.
or whatever that Saturday is. Yeah, whatever that Saturday is. And main reason I'm doing that is because um, of Valentine's Day coming up.
Gotcha.
You know, so I mean, there's nobody there that I'm aware of that has issues. At our church that has marriage issues, but it will indeed show you how to treat your spouse, how they should be treated.
Yeah. Well, not only that, you got the as time goes on, everybody gets in their own ruts, and it's always there's nothing wrong with refreshing and all that type, especially when it comes to marriage, because everybody can use it just like a car. Everybody can use a tune-up, right?
That's right. I agree with that 100%. That's a great analogy.
Yep.
And and if it's something that I can work on with Wendy, man, I'm all in, man. So we so we're gonna have a good time. So
well, good deal.
if you guys are out, anybody that's watching that's in Brunswick, come on, and we'll do it. So,
okay, well, that's actually a little bit farther than I thought we would. Of course,
where we at?
Starting to feel a little bit better. We're at 35.
35 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right. That's
Say I'm actually
let me ask you,
feeling a little bit better talking, I guess. Just doing
good.
mental.
Good. You should.
Mentalness.
You should feel better.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: do you remember? Did you ever go to Six Gun Territory?
Yes. When I was little, absolutely.
Man, that was like my favorite place ever. I think.
Yep. Now,
I don't know
where it's at. I have no idea. I can't remember.
Oh, it was right next. It was right next to Silver Springs. The glass bottom boats.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in Ocala.
Okay.
And man, I remember and I just probably in the past 15, 20 years, when I was, as I was wrestling, I was like, I thought to myself, that was a work. That was just like wrestling, but with guns and cowboys falling off of roofs, and I was like, that was all fake. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
And so I had a blast as a kid. And I remember that. I remember one guy, I don't remember if he was a sheriff or what he was. He handed me the gun. That was the heaviest thing I ever held my entire life. I feel like it because I was probably 5, 6, 7 years old, and I was like, man, this is awesome. So what made me think about that was I think this was an anniversary month where they closed up, and I saw something on Facebook the other day about them, and they had like a reunion down there, and I think that the place still exists. Like, the saloon and the everywhere where everybody they had the shootouts and stuff like that. So, they ought to bring that kind of stuff back. But I'm sure some stinky liberal would probably be like,
well, just
too
like
much gun playing.
In the media room last night at church, we were talking about how, and I know that they're still out there and people use them even to this day, but have you noticed that is there a full call for quartets like they used to be? I know you're familiar where quartets will go from church to church, and that's just not as popular anymore. You don't see that hardly at all.
It's not. It's not because it's an art that's kind of gone by the wayside. You know what I'm saying? It's not. What I feel, to be quite honest with you, it's too wholesome. So not from my point of view.
Yeah. So what are you talking about?
Not from my point of view.
Entertainment point of view.
Yes.
Yes.
I think that it doesn't push an envelope, and I feel like that's what America is focused on right now, is pushing the envelope. What can I get? Man, do you remember the first time you ever heard a cuss word on TV?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I was young, but I was like, I had like big old huge surprise face, man. I was like, man, are you crazy?
Yeah.
That was, I couldn't believe it, But I tell you that that it's just not. It's too wholesome, and I enjoy that kind of stuff.
Not entertaining enough, maybe, for the younger generation. That's a way of putting it.
I mean, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, because nowadays
that, we're no longer that.
Yeah, it's a concert now. So you've got all these groups, you've got all these different bands, and it just doesn't capture the attention. But yeah, I think they're going to the wayside for sure. So,
It's
well, bro,
yeah, it's definitely. Go ahead.
I was just going to say you ready to close it up? Close up.
I guess. I mean, we're having a good
Good conversation.
good
I mean, I
stuff
can
going
keep
on.
it on if you want to, because
Yeah.
I had something else to add to that.
Well, go ahead.
So, okay, so you think that would you put traveling evangelist in the same category as that? I would say no, because to me it's different. For me.
Yes, it would be for me too. Let me tell you why I think that's better than a traveling quartet. All right, so evangelist people. I mean, you're not going to sell that to a secular, or pagans or something like that. It's only going to be to a church. Okay, everybody goes to church to hear two things: uh, people singing and people preaching. You know what I'm saying? That's why they go to church. And an evangelist obviously is going to do that very thing. He's going to go ahead and be preaching, you know, and so I really feel like that's still a good thing to do,
Yeah, I do too.
and I think would be successful. Traveling quartet, maybe not. It depends. I really think you have to add comedy to it for a traveling quartet.
Well, they nowadays
I think.
they do have, especially even for churches, they have traveling comedians. Christian comedians. So that's
Oh
even
yeah, yeah, yeah.
in the thing nowadays. So it's just because we had a quartet at our church last night, and I'm like, man, that is just you don't see that hardly anymore at all.
I mean, the one time I went and I saw that human drummer, where he had like a drum on some kind of percussion instrument on every single one of his parts of his body.
Oh yeah.
You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's a novelty. Yeah, and I don't know how successful he is. I mean, he probably is. He has a great message, that I can remember, and he told a story about himself, and he also worked in, kind of a sermon in it. You know what I'm saying? So he's got a niche,
Yeah.
but just some things just aren't gonna mesh well with today's society, regardless if it's the church or not.
Yeah.
So I
Guy
mean,
to
I
get
like it.
on to interview for us uh the Christian storyteller.
Okay.
We talked about him. I think
Yes.
that he definitely, I mean, he actually makes many movies, many Bible stories. I think that's amazing, because that's a new way for kids to look at it, let's just say. And even if somebody that where you wouldn't normally get a kid's attention by preaching, you would get it by them following a story, a visual that they can put that together.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh,
think
most definitely.
yeah, that one's definitely he well, I think the guy's good anyway, when it comes to that. So anyway.
Yeah, I remember that, Mom. I remember I had an album that he did. Um, Uncle Collie was my grandmother's brother was in a quartet.
Yeah.
It was a Christian quartet, but you're also talking about the '70s. So I mean, it isn't like it's 50 years later. It's you know, I think it's dead. I don't think it's I don't think it's a draw whatsoever. You know, but that's just me. I mean, I would listen because, and especially if they're singing hymns and stuff like that. You know, um, but it was he was good. He sang bass. I'm pretty sure. You know,
Good while it
but
lasted.
yeah, uh,
Good while it lasted.
well, I mean, yeah, but sure he got sick and passed on at that point. But I'm just saying that I mean, he was old back then. It seems like.
Now
But
we're
all right, well, we are, and I just had that conversation with somebody the other day about now me and you are the old timers when it was Neil
yeah.
and Robert and and Youngblood and uh Ken and all them guys, man. They were all the old timers back then, but now we're the old gray hair fellas.
Now,
That it's
well,
I don't
we
know, man. It's
we definitely
go ahead.
appreciate you tuning in. I actually want to do a little bit, maybe do this a little bit more structured as far as, like I said, current events, stupid videos, that we could just pull up and show somebody how a dumb criminal acts, or somebody acting, a fool that we can all get a kick out and point fingers and laugh at, right?
I like it.
Yeah,
Like we can always have somebody. I like the whole stupid criminals thing.
yeah,
If somebody is breaking the law and they get hurt while doing it, or get their faces bashed in and get beat up, or
it's awesome.
I mean, not necessarily shot and killed, but I mean, just
No,
if
but
they're doing something bad, like
one,
robbing somebody, you know what? Get
yeah, one
your
of my
tail kicked.
favorites of all time is, and I know you've seen it, the woman that's in Walmart that's stealing something, and the cops show up, and she gets a little tased,
Oh,
and
she has a knife.
yeah, she has a knife. She gets tased, and that is anything. It's like UFC watching somebody get knocked out, and they just stiffen up, and then
Oh yeah,
that
she
is
she
just
stiffened up and fell and hit the hit the rack and everything. I love that. I mean, that's stuff I would definitely be down with that. We can
all
do
right.
some research and grab some of them, and
Yeah, we can definitely put that online
a
for sure. Well, with that
whole
being,
show on.
this is the Brothers Banter Thursday nights,
Yep, my
8
name's
o'clock.
Donnie. That's it. Please share this. Please, please, please share it with all your friends. We appreciate everybody that has actually hit those three dots, invite your friends. We appreciate everybody doing that. That really meant a lot to us and our our followers. I mean, it increased by 50, 60 people in the past week or so. And
Yeah, and if
uh,
we also,
have,
if we get, and I know there's not a whole lot of people on LinkedIn, but if we get, I think it's like 14, 15, maybe it's 13 now, more people on LinkedIn, that will yet be another live stream, which I think will be one of few on LinkedIn that actually is live streaming. So that could even
that's awesome.
open
I
up
like it.
more doors for us. Yeah, so we got a little bit more to go on that, and then we'll actually be live streaming through them as well. So I think that's going to be
Good.
awesome. That's going to help us out for sure.
I like it. I like it. So.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. We got some big things coming, so y'all stay tuned and buckle up. That being said, my name's Donnie.
My name is Brian. We're out.
Peace.
Peace.